everyone. We are here with Beth Odahlen. She is the director of the Academic Support Center, and we're going to review FYEs today. And my name is Sydney Clark. I'm one of the admissions counselors with Minot State Enrollment Services. My first question is just asking her what an FYE is.
So FYE is short for first year experience, and a first year experience at Minot State consists of a learning community model. So if you are a first year student, you're required to take a FYE in your first semester, and you will have a University 110 course that's common across every single learning community, and that's a freshman seminar. And then you have one or two other classes that come from different departments that are paired with that freshman seminar. And each learning community has a specific theme. And so the theme kind of lives in that first year seminar, and then the other classes help build content that helps support that theme.
Awesome, thank you. Why do first year students have to take an FYE?
So that's a great question, Sydney. We get that question a lot. First year experiences are normal across pretty much every single university in the United States. There's some form of a first year experience that's offered because it helps students transition to the academic university requirements, and just it's a different type of environment that students come into. And a lot of times students think, oh, I did really good in high school, I'll be fine. Or maybe they're just nervous about attending a university or a college. And so the first year experience learning communities help students transition and learn kind of the culture and the norms and the expectations of college. And the sooner that students are able to learn those things, I think the better off they are in being successful in college. So every student, first year student, or if you're a transfer student with less than 24 credit hours, you are required to take that first year learning community. It also gives you an opportunity to meet people and get a better connection with faculty.
My first year experience class was my favorite class at Minot State. Our next question, what do first year students gain from taking an FYE class?
So a lot of times first year students come in and they feel like they might have a good understanding of requirements. And in a first year experience, the professors help explain actual expectations. So it might be that students thought like, oh, I wrote papers in high school, I'll be fine. But in college, the expectation for a paper is a lot different. So sometimes in those first year learning communities, they'll help you understand what those expectations are for a paper. They also help like understanding how to study for certain types of tests, or just figuring out how it is to be a college student and the different things that come along with that. Students also get a peer mentor within their first year learning community. So that is a current student that is either a sophomore, junior, or senior, and they provide really good insight on how to be a successful student, but they also provide really good resources for students, and not just academic resources, but campus resources as well. They help you understand why you need to go to the wellness center or have overall wellness in whatever capacity that might be. They also talk about the different things that you can do on campus, and then how to connect with different entities on campus that students, you might hear it once or twice, like, oh, I didn't realize that I had this resource. And we don't want you to find out too late. So those peer mentors are really helpful. They also serve as kind of a sounding board. So if you don't want to ask a faculty member a question, you can always text or email your peer mentor and ask them, and they can provide those answers for you too. So it's like a bonus that you can ask someone and not feel any pressure to ask a faculty member. So it also helps create kind of a study group or a friends group, where if you're coming in and you don't really know anyone at Minot State, you have the same classes in those learning communities with the same students. And so you get to see those students daily, and it helps to create, like I said, study groups if you're having issues with the class or you just want to go over material, but it also helps with discussion. In my learning community, we have, excuse me, we have fundamentals of public speaking, and public speaking can be scary, but in a learning community, you get to know those students, and so it's not as scary to have to get up and do a speech in front of them. So it provides some comfort, I think, in some of those aspects.
Okay, my second to last question is, what are some popular FYEs?
So I think a lot of them are really popular. It just depends on your interests. We have some that are major specific. So if you're an education major, there's a couple learning communities that are specific to education majors. The criminal justice learning community, for those who are criminal justice majors, is really popular. They look at some Netflix documentaries and kind of analyze them. But we also have learning communities that are open to any student. And so there's one that's called Balancing Instinct. I think, Sydney, that's the one you took when you were a student. That just talks about how to be balanced in your daily life as far as academics, but also social and emotional wellness. You get to do yoga. It's great. I teach an FYE that is specific to performance psychology or sports psychology, and we climb the rock wall and talk about relaxation techniques. And so it's, I think those are two general FYEs that are pretty popular. The one thing that students should know is the sooner that you do go to orientation, the sooner you get to choose your FYE, and some of them do fill up pretty fast. So if you want a particular FYE, it helps to go to orientation at an earlier date than a later date. So make sure that you sign up for orientation early.
Sign up right away. And then, so the last thing is, we're here today because of Preview Day. And with Preview Day, we were going to do some FYE mock ones, but now we're just talking about it, and you have stuff about pre-registration for FYE.
Yes. So if you are participating in Preview Day, first, great, thank you, that's awesome. But second, you can actually pre-register for an FYE. And what that means is you'll get information via email on how to choose like your top 3 FYEs. And we'll put you, as you fill out that information and turn it in the order that it's received, we'll put you into that FYE. You won't see it in your campus connection or on your schedule yet. That comes when you actually attend orientation, but we'll save a spot for you in whatever FYE that you're most interested in. And so that's a huge benefit, especially for some of those popular FYEs that people sign up for right away. So if you participate in Preview Day and then you fill out the form for your FYE preference, then you get a spot held for you. Just remember though, you do have to attend orientation by the end of June in order to keep that spot. And so make sure that you register for orientation right away. If you're not sure about particular FYEs and you have any questions, or you just want a little bit more information, you can always contact me and ask questions. I'm available right during this time, virtual meeting or phone call, so we can set that up as well. So if you have questions or you just want to learn a little bit more about a particular FYE, just let me know.
Perfect. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks again.
Thank you guys. Have a good Preview Day.